Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals will be taking on the Hamilton West Hornets in boys varsity baseball. We join the game now in progress.
But he was able to make the grab. It was a really good play, but Krupe with the wheels for that leadoff hitter was able to get on the base pass for the second time today. 0-2 and another strikeout for Madalena. That'll put two away here in the top of the third. 2-run lead for the Cardinals. They're an out away from trying to extend that with A.J. Zuccarello coming back.
One more point on that, on the Sumner's throw to first. You think we have Benitez over there? He grabs that ball?
Maybe a bit. I
got a little more height over there?
Maybe. We do know that Andrew Benitez hopefully coming back in the next couple of games. Was on crutches on Monday, as going forward is Krupe, and Dobkin not going to even attempt to throw it. It's another successful stolen base for Krupe, his second of the afternoon, and puts a runner in scoring position for the Hornets. And Zuccarello will see one fly right past him for the 1-1.
Puda showing really, really good command here, especially around the strike zone. Inside and out.
4 strikeouts on the afternoon so far for the junior starter. Looking for number 5 and a swinging strike on an off-speed pitch there from Zuccarello, who struck out back in the top of the first. 1-2 count with 2 away. Krupe at second for the Hornets. Zuccarello trying to drive him home and bring Hamilton West back in the contest. And he'll foul tip it off of a check swing. He'll stay alive.
Wonder how he'll pitch him here. Let's see if he goes back to that impressive off-speed he's been hurling all game so far.
The off-speed changeups have been some of the best that Puda has had in his arsenal. It's really good against Conway League and Catholic, but they caught on to that back in the third time through the order for the Eagles in the season opener. Ground ball straight over to Yario Guzman. He'll make a basket catch, fires it all the way over for the 4-3. And that'll do it. Another runners in scoring position stranded for the Hornets. But the Lawrence infield does their job well. It'll remain a 2-0 lead for Lawrence as we go to the home half of the third on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Lawrence baseball is always a hit. Tap the Odyssey app to hear me, first baseman Aiden Crowley, and the Cardinals play this season anywhere you are on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
Back here at Sonny Natakis Field. Home half of the third coming up for the Cardinals, who lead 2-0 over Hamilton West. Connor Wilver, Josh Vakrosky, and Seneca Summers due up in this side for the Cardinals. Their first game of a back-to-back. Tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll take on Hopewell Valley. The first of a 3-game road trip for Lawrence. A lot of road games on the schedule for the Cardinals. Fortunately enough for everybody at home, we'll be on coverage for most of them. I think we're only missing maybe 2 or 3 road games this season, with one of them being in conflict with WBCB. Actually, 2 of them in conflict with WBCB. We'll try to see if we can do the Notre Dame game. We'll try to figure that out. And the game at Passaic Tech, which is all the way up in North Jersey. So a little bit far for our liking, with us being college students, having to pay for gas ourselves. We're not riding with the team all the way up to take on the Bulldogs of Passaic Tech. Wild pitch goes to the backstop from Madalena, as Connor Wilver will step in. Right now, the go-ahead RBI for Williver's second hit of the season. It's his 4th RBI of the campaign. He'll foul one back towards the service building. He'll even it at 1-1. Very slow start to the season for the Cardinals in terms of batting, as they have 2 hits so far in this contest. That's popped up high in the air all the way over in right in foul territory. Calling for it is Jeffrey Segura. and it'll go out of play into the parking lot for the 1-2. Hamilton West wearing their black uniforms with orange accents. Lawrence in their home pinstripes with Cardinals in the curved block lettering on the front. West with their mascot name Hornets in the traditional baseball script across the front of their chests. 1-2 towards Williver, who takes a dirty ball for the 2-2. Madalena kicks and deals towards Zuccarello. Ground ball off of the pitcher's mound. Great, gets right over the shortstop of Krupe. He's able to get it in time to Bobby Lipset for the 6-3. Close play. A little bit of a rough ball off of the mound, but Krupe is able to come up with it. He'll throw it open for the ground out.
Yeah, it was just a really, really good reaction time from the shortstop there. Able to range over, field it cleanly, and get Sewell out at first base. Not the fastest runner, but moves pretty well.
It'll bring up Josh Vakrosky. 0 for 1 with a ground out to end things in the bottom of the first. He'll take a curveball that goes into the dirt. Zuccarello will prevent it from going to the backstop.
See him get his first hit here.
He's not going to get a hit on that one, as that didn't even reach the dirt patch in front of home plate, and it's quickly a 2-0 count as Madalena, already with 5 walks, 2 balls away from his 6th walk given up of the afternoon. Good pitch there from Madalena. Fireball there. We'll put him back in the contest, 2-1. Like you said, Vakrosky still looking for his first hit of the season. 0-7 so far, including that play. Chopper right over to Madalena. Fires it back over to first in time for Bobby Lipset. 2 away on a routine 1-3 ground out.
Yeah, just didn't really, get much barrel on that one. Little dribbler out in front of the mound. Not able to beat the throw.
That'll bring up Seneca Sumners. Right now, the insurance run for the Cardinals in a 2-0 contest. Bottom of the 3rd inning here. We approach 5 o'clock local time. This game was originally supposed to start at 4:45, but with the impending weather in the area, the Lawrence officials deemed that we're going to start this game 45 minutes early at the traditional 4 o'clock start time. Seneca Sumners in a 1-1 count with 2 away. He'll line one all the way into right field. Diving down for it is Jeffrey Segura. He's not able to make the grab. Beautiful cut there from Seneca Sumners. Looked like it was going to be a line drive towards Segura. Leaped out for it, was not able to make the grab. And Sumners 1 for 1 with a run, a walk, and a single. That'll put him at first.
Just a nicely hit ball out into right field there. It seemed like a little bit of a mistimed dive from the right fielder, but you know what? Base runner's base runner.
And Sumners in these last couple of games, ever since being put in that shortstop position, he's really come alive offensively, especially in these last 2 games, guys. First hit of the season on Monday was a double against North. Gets his first single here today against Hamilton West. And again, this entire core, you look down the lineup for the Cardinals, only one senior with Teak Toto at cleanup. This is going to be a lethal Cardinals order for the next season especially. But this season, while they've got Teak Toto, a lethal lineup in its own, as Crowley will go down 1-2. Of course, the Achilles heel of this lineup, no sophomores in it compared to Hamilton West, who has Dan Tazi, their only sophomore on the order. That's skied up high into the air in play. Running back forward is Lipset. It's actually going to fall in fair territory. McDaniel and Segura were not able to get it. And running over on the 2 outs there was Sumners. He's able to go to third. Runners at the corners for Yariel Guzman.
I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or the wind took that one. That was skied high.
That was popped up way in the air. You had Segura running in foul territory. McDaniel was running in foul territory as well, and I think the wind, with how it's blowing towards left field, took it high in the air. A big gust took it, popped on the ground. Nobody was able to get it. It's going to be a hit there for Crowley. Looking for the suicide squeeze are the Cardinals, and able to avoid the tag there was Sumners. He's got his second run of the afternoon.
What a play there. Had Crowley fake the steal Crowley faked the steal from first base, stopped midway through. Sumners ran over from third, is able to beat the tag. Wonderful play there.
3-0 Lawrence leads. 3 runs in the first 3 innings off of a suicide squeeze play done successfully. And I tell you, that was a fantastic play from Zuccarello there, but Seneca Sumners going full starfish mode and avoiding the tag from the junior catcher. He gets his second run of the contest, 3-0. And a chance for Yariel Guzman to really bust things open here for Lawrence, with another runner in scoring position and Aiden Crowley at second.
Come on, let's get one more. Let's get one more here.
Now Yara's been looking for his first hit of the season. Not going to come there on a swinging strike, his second of the afternoon.
Can't be upset with that inning.
2 runs for Seneca Sumners, 3 on the board for Lawrence, as they lead by a set over the Hornets as we go to the 4th inning here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hey, it's Jim Mayer, head baseball coach at Lawrence High School. Go to 1077thebronc.com, Lawrence High School Baseball, to listen to all the Cardinals home and road games broadcast this season on demand on 1077 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
3-0 Lawrence leads here as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here in overcast Lawrenceville, New Jersey. The Cardinals lead by a trio of runs. For a couple of really good small ball plays here by the Cardinals. 2 RBIs and a squeeze play by Seneca Sumners. Give him 2 runs on his scorecard, and he's putting himself together a very early candidate for MVC of the afternoon as the most valuable Cardinal. Bobby Lipset, the left-handed hitter, trying to bring his Hornets team back into the dance. He jumps ahead in the count, 2-0. So we bring you inside here for the top of the 4th. In a quick-moving game here at Sonny Natakis Field, already approaching 5 o'clock. And another good pitch there from Aiden Poot will jump the junior back into the count. Poot kicks and deals towards Lipset. Check swing goes all the way around, and it's 2-2. 4 strikeouts on the afternoon for Poot, 4 strikeouts away from 100 career for the junior. His dad Mike films him right next to us. Swinging strike for K, number 5 of the afternoon for the junior, 1 away. Lawrence leads by 3, now 3 strikeouts away from the centennial mark for Aiden Poot. And CJ, as you come back on headset after filming some social media, this is your first season of seeing Aiden Poot. And he has been putting on a show so far in his varsity career. Was injured and was restricted from throwing during his freshman season, but had 83 strikeouts last year as a sophomore, including a perfect game. He's in an 0-2 count over Simeon McDaniel, but Poot looks to be on fire in his junior season.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things, and he's done nothing but prove it on the field. He's just a great player on offensively and on the mound.
That one goes off of the brim of McDaniel's hat. His helmet, rather. They'll go back ahead 1-2. Hamilton West dugout trying to get rowdy here. 1 away in the top of the 4th. And that'll fall just outside of the zone to even things up at 2. McDaniel 1 for 1 with a single, was stranded at third. Back in the top of the 2nd He looks to get things going here offensively for the Hornets. 2-2 on the way. Ground ball right over to Seneca Sumners. He'll throw a beeline all the way over to Aiden Crowley rather. He's not able to make the grab. The second error of the afternoon for the Cardinals. Puts a runner at first.
There it is again, another errant throw. Crowley couldn't scoop it at first base, and now there's a runner on first with one out.
I wouldn't fault that on Sumners personally. I wasn't able to see the angle towards first, but I think that went into the glove of Crowley and just popped out. He's slammed the ground in frustration, so I think that's more of an E3 than E6. The throw looked online from here, but nonetheless puts McDaniel at first in a swinging strike there on a check swing from Derek Anson. Like Jim Mayer said, just trying to correct those mistakes in the infield for the Cardinals. That's a good pitch in the zone there from Poot.
Out in front, 0-2. Let's see if he can force some weak contact here, maybe even roll a double play.
McDaniel at first, Anson in the box. Lefty versus righty matchup. That's popped in the air, way out of play, all the way towards the JV field and left.
He's got him where he wants him here.
The temperature continues to drop here. It was 49 when we started here, but felt like 37. Feels like we're in a freezer box. 0-2 on the way towards Anson. Line ball straight over to Connor Williver. He'll make the easy out at first. On the fielder's choice, it extends McDaniel over to second, 2 away.
Crowley was able to scoop that one. You know, these aren't easy throws from short and third base here. Like I said earlier, Poot did a good job in inducing weak contact. Not hard enough to roll the double play, but getting out at first base.
2 away in the top of the fourth. As Peter Lanou steps in, 0 for 1 on a ground out. Late swinging strike there from the senior. Dobkin gives the sign for Aiden Poot. Checks McDaniel at second, and another swinging strike, another beautiful off-speed pitch from the junior. Starting pitcher versus starting pitcher. As Peter Lanou will return to the top of the rotation in a couple of games here for the Hornets. He was wheeling and dealing against the North Stars of Nottingham. 0-2 on the way, swinging strike, he got him. 6K of the afternoon for Aiden Poot. And Lawrence once again holds the bats quiet for Hamilton West. It remains a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, this off-speed is absolutely killing today. They can't seem to hit it. And, Poot has no reason to stay off of it. So, great job there by Aiden Poot. Now let's get some more runs here. Feel a little bit more comfortable.
Home half of the fourth coming up here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
And we're back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Deacon Moore, Drew Dobkin, and Aiden Poot 2 up for the Cardinals. And Aiden Poot putting himself a really good resume so far today, 6 strikeouts. If Poot's able to keep things up, have to see if he potentially joins Seneca Sumners as MVCs of the afternoon. Sumners has got 2 runs and a hit. Might have to plug in 2 headsets here and have both of these guys come on as MVCs. Deacon Moore was looking to go bunt there. Finally got his first hit of the season, an RBI single back in the bottom of the second to drive home the insurance run. He's looking for his second hit in a row here as Madalena will remain on the mound. A little bit of action in the Hamilton West bullpen right now. Not sure who's on as they've got a sweater for the Hornets. Wild pitch nearly goes over the backstop cage. It's 2-1 towards Demo.
Pretty sure it's just some stretching in the opponent's bullpen right now.
And like we said, 2 strikeouts away for Aiden Poot. His 100th career strikeout. We saw Kellen Moore get his 100th career strikeout last year. That was as a senior. This is a junior for Aiden Poot. In the beginning of the season, as that's a 5-pitch walk that'll put Deacon Moore on the bags.
Catcher Drew Dobkin digs in now with the runner on first, no outs. Kick deal. Ball high. Madalena seems to, hasn't really adjusted. Been all over the place. But other than that, he hasn't really let it get out of control.
Dobkin showing bunt down the first base line. That'll be at least one for the Hornets as they get out with the 1-3. Sack bunt extends more into scoring position. It'll bring up the man of the hour, Aiden Poot.
We are really, really good at laying down bunts.
Something that they've definitely worked on in these last couple of games here. Again, playing small ball. There is nothing better than playing small ball, especially at the high school level, as Poot looked to launch one into the next county. Looks like it launched off of somebody's car out there. Not sure who it was.
That's one unlucky fan.
If my car were to get hit by a kid that's going to go D1, potentially, I can see Aiden Poot in the MLB at some point. He definitely has the arm for it. He's been throwing fastballs, had 75 strikeouts last year. I forgot that he did come in late his freshman year, had 13 strikeouts then, 75 last year at the 3/4 century mark, and is officially 2 away from the century mark as a junior in game number 4 of the season. That shows just how dominant that this kid has been. The fact that he was a sophomore last year and was striking out batters left and right all across Mercer County. That ground ball will go back over to Madalena at the pitcher's mound, and it's another ground out that extends Deacon Moore to third. 2-way here in the bottom of the 4th. But the way that Aiden Poot has been playing these last couple of years, especially last year, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially next year as a senior. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets probably a dozen D1 offers from schools down south like Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, potentially even Coastal Carolina or something like that. The big schools down south, Alabama, they're going to love this kid, especially the dual player aspect that he brings.
Yeah, the sky's the limit for Poot. Oh, ugly swing there from Toto.
Teak Toto goes down in an 0-2 hole. Deacon Moore at third. And he looked to catch the infield a little off guard there. Zuccarello and Madalena, the 2 AJs. Trying to keep things going here and keep Lawrence at bay. 0-2 on the way. Check swing, but it popped out of the glove of Zuccarello. And that'll go inside the zone against Teak Toto, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts looking. And it's the first clean sheet of the afternoon for the Hornets. Their first scoreless inning against Lawrence. So we'll go to the top of the 5th here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hey, it's outfielder Andrew Benitez. Go to 1077thebronc.com/LHS baseball to listen to all of the Cardinals' home and road games broadcast this season on demand on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
Top of the 5th inning here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2. Lawrence leads 3-0 over Hamilton West. Trey Wright and CJ Jackson bringing you the action for today's contest. First game in a back-to-back here for the Cardinals as they play tomorrow afternoon. Line shot goes into the gap between Williver and Seneca Sumners. As swinging on that was Dan Tazi. And he'll get a single here to start things off for the Hornets.
Yeah, that was a well-hit line drive over to Williver at third base. Mistimed the dive there. Seems like he could have waited a little longer. He probably could have snagged it, but single nonetheless.
Wind starting to really pick up here, and the temperature, like we said, really dropping, as that's fouled to the backstop there by the 17 of Jeffrey Segura. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out back in the top of the third. Keeping Josh Vakrosky a little bit warmed up there in left field. Right now, it's 47 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like 36 in early April. Welcome to Central New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to jump around here a little bit. You know, we're staying a little warm here, you know, shivering like penguins. And again, at least we're able to move here. These guys are playing a game where you got to use your hands a lot. And my hand feels like a block of ice right now as I can barely hold my pencil in my hand. 1-2 towards Segura. As Aiden Poot checks Tazi at first. 1-2 towards Segura. Line shot into the gap between 4 and 6. Back-to-back singles here for the Hornets, and Jim Mayer is going to have a talk with his starter.
Yeah, I noticed looking at the scorebook here, the Hornets have had their leadoff hitter, 4 out of the last 5 innings have gotten on base. Their leadoff hitter. So now, 5th inning, runner gets on to lead the inning off. Poot's done a really good job of keeping things, lessening the damage here, not letting any runs score. But this is not a good spot.
We'll have to see how the Cardinals do here in terms of the bullpen. We'll have to see if Connor Crowley will come back in after starting on Monday afternoon against West Windsor Plainsboro North. We'll have to see if he'll come in here to relieve if things stay the same here for the Cardinals. Lawrence leads 3-0, but the game-tying run at the plate right now with Tyrone Krupe. He's 1 for 2 with a single and an error. Stat line for the junior shortstop, trying to drive home some runs and get the Hornets on the board. Krupe was looking bunt to try and extend both runners into scoring position. Tazi at second, Segura at first. Nothing away here in the top of the 5th with a 3-0 Lawrence lead. Poot gets the sign from Dobkin. And that's a fireball that finds its way into the inside zone. 0-2 count towards Krupe. He's going to do his best to battle back here.
That's exactly what you're looking for. Getting out early, 0-2 count, especially with 2 runners on with no outs.
Third time through the order for the Hornets this afternoon. Poot gets a sign from Dobkin. He'll kick and deliver on the 0-2, and that'll get through the gap again. That'll score. Nope, Tazi's going to stay there as a great play from Deacon Moore. Keeps the bases loaded. And now the go-ahead run will come to the plate here for Andrew Maddalena.
Yeah, just another unlucky ground ball up the middle of the field, out into center field. Like you said, a good throw by Deacon Moore to hold the runner at third, but Poot's in a bit of a jam now.
His biggest jam of the afternoon so far, Andrew Maddalena, with one swing of the bat, could turn this whole game upside down and bring his Hamilton West Hornets back into the contest. Bases loaded here for West with no outs at the top of the 5th. Check swing goes around for Maddalena, and they're going to say that it didn't. Wow. That went around. Jeez Louise.
Can't see it from there.
It's a little bit of a late April Fool's joke, and it's not very funny, as that one goes outside for the 2-0. Three hits in a row for the Hornets. With nobody out, bases loaded for Hamilton West. Poot kicks and delivers. Swinging strike from Maddalena. We'll get Poot back in the count. It's 2-1. Dan Tazi at third, Segura at second, Krupe at first. Maddalena, who has started on the mound for the first time since 2023, trying to bring the cows home and the chickens home to roost. And that was, I don't know how you call that a 3-1. That was in the zone.
Guess he missed just a bit low there. Now he's sitting at 3-1 here in the count.
Hitters count for Madalena. And he'll be down to his final strike as Poot trying to get back in the dance here.
Now Poot wants to avoid walking at a run here. Got to give him something to hit.
3-2 on the way. Swinging strike, fouled back.
We're good.
And we'll redo the 3-2.
Jeff, keep your feet moving, right?
No outs here. Bases loaded. 3-2 on the way from Poot. Swinging strike, he got him. One away here. And a double play situation for the Cardinals now.
That is a huge strikeout from Aiden Poot there. Puts him one closer to 100 strikeouts, but more importantly, gets a huge out in this inning.
I think getting out of this jam here is the biggest thing for the Cardinals as A.J. Zuccarello steps into the box 0 for 2. And he takes a big boy hack at that one. Looked to slam that one all the way to the outfield. Go-ahead run still at the plate right now. Bases loaded for the Hornets. Tazi at third, Segura at second, Krupe at first. Dobkin gives the sign to Poot, trying to get out of the jam. 0-1 on the way. Check swing went all the way down low, and it's quickly 1-1.
That's not a bad offering there, following up that fastball with a low and away off-speed pitch there. 1-1 the count.
Zuccarello, another swinging strike on the off-speed pitch. Poot shakes off Dobkin, now agrees with him. 1-2 towards Zuccarello. They're gonna say it was a hit. That'll drive in a run, tagging Zuccarello was Aiden Crowley. And that hit off of the neck of Zuccarello's bat. It'll drive in a run. What do you score that? A sack bunt. I think I'd score that as a sack bunt there for Zuccarello as it went off the neck of the bat. And extends the runners into scoring position and scores scores Tazi to get West on the board here. So 2 away here. An 0-1 count towards Bobby Lipset. 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks on his stat line. Dobkin gives the sign. Another check swing and a good save there from Dobkin. They're going to say that he didn't go around. Lipset staring down Aiden Poot right now. Here's the 1-1. Right down the zone. Strike 2, 2 away. Ducks on a pond here for the Hornets. The game-tying run at second.
Now, if you're Poot, you can live with the 1 run off the unlucky check swing there, but got to focus on the batter here.
1-2 on the way. Popped high and out of play, and the tension ratchets up another notch.
Not making it easy there, fouling off a good pitch.
High on your horse, right? On your horse.
Lipset trying to bring the runners home. Krupe at second, Segura at third. Poot trying to get this final out. 1-2 on the way towards Lipset. Strikeout, he got him! Welcome to the Centennial Club, Aiden Poot. Career and strikeout number 100. Couldn't come at a better time as the Cardinals survived the jam.
That was great. Great pitch to end the inning. Again, you can live with the 1 run. It didn't go your way, but still, 100 strikeouts for Aiden Poot out of the inning. Still have a 2-run lead as we head into the bottom of the 5th.
Centennial marks small potatoes right now. The important part 2 strikeouts in that side, and getting a crucial tag was Aiden Crowley. The Cardinals surrender a run, but they lead by 2. They'll try to get that 3-run lead back here as we go to the home half of the 5th on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
The Cardinals are coming to the plate. Tune in to 107.7 The Bronc Retro to hear me, third baseman Connor Williver, play at home and on the road on WRRC2. Listen online at 1077thebronc.com.
Connor Williver brings them back from commercial break, and he leads things off for the Cardinals. As he takes a looper way outside as Andrew Maddalena remains on the pitcher's mound right now for the Hamilton West Hornets. 3-run game from Sonny Natakis Field in Lawrence, New Jersey. Trey Wright and C.J. Jackson on the call, and the Cardinals getting out of their biggest jam of the afternoon. A bases-loaded situation with no outs. A.J. Zuccarello was able to drive in 1 run home, but 2 strikeouts there from Aiden Poot, the last of which being his 100th career K. Like we said, couldn't come at a better time. Ground ball straight over the shortstop of Tyrone Krupe, and that'll turn 6-3. And it looks like we got some action in the bullpen right now for the Hornets. Tristan Bonilla looks to be warming up here. Andrew Maddalena hasn't had the best return, but he's definitely starting to deal a little bit as a nice off-speed pitch fools Josh Vakrowski into a swinging strike.
I am a bit surprised at how long his leash has been, especially coming back from a big surgery like that, your first start of the season. And he had a bit of trouble finding the zone early, a few wild pitches. Well, he's still out there in the 5th. We'll probably see Bonilla sometime soon.
You know, it hasn't been the greatest return that we've seen with a Tommy John pitcher. 6 walks. It's going to happen at the high school level. And getting Tommy John as a 16, 17-year-old, it's a lot. That is a big surgery to get at such a young age. We see in the pros, Garrett Cole out for a year from getting Tommy John surgery. He's like, 26, 27? He's like 10 years older than this kid.
Garrett Cole is, I'm pretty sure, 32 or 33.
He drives my point home even further. He's like 15 years old. He was in high school.
Well, it's a little longer than a year. Coming back from Tommy John, especially even at the major league level, it's usually like almost a year and a half.
Josh Vakrowski gets walked for walk number 7 from Maddalena, who's putting an underline on the point. And it looks like that'll be the end of the afternoon for him as Gomez will come out.
I think there might be changing pitchers. You got some time.
Like we said earlier, Vakrowski's still looking for his first hit of the season, but he's done a good job getting on base. A few walks the other day and gets on base here.
Gomez will talk to his entire infield right now. Again, it's very early on in the season, and it is an in-conference game here between Lawrence and Hamilton West, and it looks like Maddalena is going to remain on the bump here for the moment. It's an in-conference game, but it's not interdivision. Lawrence has not played anybody in the Colonial Division just yet. That'll change when they play Hopewell Valley tomorrow afternoon. And I was looking at the division alignments for the season. I was surprised to see that Hamilton West does not play the other 2 Hamilton teams in their own division. Steiner and Nottingham both are in the Colonial Conference. In the Valley Conference are the Hamilton West Hornets, although all 3 of them play in Hamilton Township. That's the CVC for you. Once again, it's also weird because you've got the private school team of Notre Dame in a public conference, and Allentown, who's not even in Mercer County, playing in the conference as well. It's weird. The CVC is weird, to say the least. Swinging shot going towards the gap over for Seneca Sumners. He's got his second hit of the afternoon.
He's really been impressing lately in the box there. Another, little poke out into right field there. Doesn't get much easier than that.
That'll put Josh Varsity in scoring position at second. Lawrence leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Aiden Crowley will step into it. Swinging strike will put him down 0-1 in the count. Crowley 1 for 2 this afternoon. A single and a fielder's choice. That's that little poke there from Seneca Sumners. Will be the 5th hit of the afternoon for the Cardinals through 5. O2 count for Aiden Crowley. He'll see one go down low. Ben Hogger will step in the on-deck circle to pinch hit here in relief of Yario Guzman. Hogger has not had an at-bat charged against him yet this season. Runners going, and Zuccarello firing over to third, not able to get the tag in time. Ducks on a pond for the Cards. And a beautiful double steal from Varsity and Sumners.
There we go. Now we're in a good spot, driving a few runs. Respond to that last inning. We can build a nice 4-run lead here, maybe even 5.
2-2 towards Crowley. And he'll see the one droop down low. The count goes full. Crowley trying to load the bases here with a walk for Ben Hogger to come up as the 9-hitter. And a 3-1 lead. And a swinging strike will thwart that. 2 away here with runners at second and third. And it'll bring up Ben Hogger for his first plate appearance of the 2025 season.
That looks like it might be it for Madalena here as the coach comes out.
And it will be, as Gomez will go to Tristan Bonilla to start things off here. It's back-to-back left-handed hitters here for the Hornets, and we're saying at the top of the show that Lawrence has struggled against the Southpaws in the past. We saw it last year with Eddie Worse of Allentown. Bryce Message, I believe, was also a left-handed hitter as well, although Lawrence didn't see him pitch. But overall, they've been fairly solid today. Again, only 5 hits so far, as Madalena will go 4 1/3 innings pitched in his return to the slab. And he'll definitely be around here for a lot of time in his senior season. And will definitely be towards the top of the rotation for this Hamilton West program. But Lawrence has been doing decently so far today. They had 5 hits against the left-handed hitter, and they had 7 hits on Monday afternoon against West Windsor Plainsboro North. Still plenty of baseball to be played here, CJ.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to go back to Madalena here. It wasn't that bad of an outing. It started off a little rough, a few wild pitches. Didn't seem to have a good feel to strike zone, but he was able to pull it back together, only allowing 3 runs. And again, we've mentioned it many times, Tommy John is a huge surgery. And for him to come out here at the first start of the season, especially in this cold of weather, you got all you could out of the kid today.
Definitely did, as we'll take a look at Tristan Bonilla's stats here in just a moment. I believe he pitched in last year's contest. He did not. But he did play, was in right field for last year's contest. And this year, trying to load things up here on the old app chat. He's allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 of them earned in 2 1/3 innings pitched, 4 walks and 2 Ks for the senior pitcher. Coming into relief for Andrew Madalena, and was, like you said, wasn't the best start, but everybody's got to start from somewhere. As Madalena will go back to the bench here, he'll remain in the lineup, potentially getting 1, maybe 2 more opportunities to try to crack the bat. But nonetheless, first game back from Tommy John surgery. Wasn't the best outing, but certainly not the worst outing here. And bat taps, stick taps for the kid, the young senior from Hamilton West. Hogger in his first offering will face Bonilla. two fresh players, one of them on the slab and the other in the box right now. 2 away with runners at first or second and third in a 3-1 contest for the Cardinals. For me, it's definitely getting difficult to see who's going to end up being our MVC of the afternoon. Seneca Sumners has been really good as that count goes 2-0 towards Hogger, trying to load the bases for Deacon Moore. For me, it's either between Aiden Poot or Seneca Sumners right now. Might have to bring them both on here.
It's not a bad idea.
I'll have to see what happens here in the next little bit. Swinging strike from Hogger on the 2-1. On the 2-0, made it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, this is a huge spot for the pinch hitter Hogger here. You know, like you said, doesn't have an at-bat registered to him this season. He has an opportunity to drive in two.
And another swinging strike for Hogger will put the count even. A set of 2s on the board, 2 runners in scoring position for Lawrence. And Bonilla getting warmed up, and he's got 2 strikes against Hogger and a couple of off-speed pitches. 2-2 on the way, down low. And they're going to say it just caught the zone. That was a good look from Hogger. Umpire says otherwise, and a little low on the zone there. And the Lawrence bench thought the same thing.
Not a good call. You know, I thought that was obviously low. Umpire didn't see it that way.
Hamilton West with 6 outs to get 2 runs across the plate. Aiden Poot will return to the slab, and we'll take a quick break here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
The Cardinals are coming to the plate. Tune into 107.7 The Bronc Retro to hear me, second baseman Seneca Sumners, play at home and on the road on WRRC2. Listen online at 1077thebronc.com.
And we're back here for the beginning of the 6th inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2. Trey Wright and CJ Jackson bringing you the action. Middle of the order coming up for Hamilton West, Simeon McDaniel, Derek Anson, and Peter Lanous. Due up for the Hornets. Aiden Poot remains on the mound right now as Jim Mayer trying to get at least another inning out of his starter, or potentially putting in his closer Connor Crowley. And an outside pitch towards McDaniel will jump the senior ahead in the count. He is 1 for 2, been able to get on the base paths 2 times today. And an inside pitch up near the brim of his helmet will draw ahead by 2.
Fell behind too quickly there. Now he's sitting at a 2-0 count. It's important to throw a strike on this one.
And that's going to get lined into deep center field. On the run back for it with an amazing diving grab is Deacon Moore.
Incredible catch.
Superman grab from Demo in the outfield. And a line shot that was going to be extra bases for McDaniel, snatched up by the junior. What a play there from Deacon Moore. And I am so glad that WBCB is here to get film of that. What a grab, stretched all the way out. And what, excuse me, and what an afternoon that Deacon Moore has had. I'm so excited on that play. I'm starting to cough up a lung here. A line out to center field, puts 1 away. Now 5 out separate the Cardinals from their 3rd win in a row. As Deacon Moore will throw his hat into the ring for potentially getting into the conversation for MVC. (2-1) towards Derek Anson. Anson 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to third. He'll line one into left field, and that will get down for a base hit.
No dive on that one.
McCroskey will let it just come to him, and he'll make the stop. Stand-up single for Anson's first hit of the afternoon. He'll bring up Peter Lanous. We saw Connor Crowley getting warmed up in the bullpen. As the game-tying run will come to the plate in the form of Peter Lanous. Lanús is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. And Hill ground one straight over to Seneca Sumners. Turning one was Guzman. He's not able to hold on to it. Oh my goodness. I thought that was a surefire play from Guzman. Was not able to hold on to it, and Jim Mayer is going to come to the mound with a go-ahead run coming to the plate.
Seems like he didn't get a good hold of it, trying to transfer, and never actually had it in the glove at all. Terrible, terrible timing for a bad error in the infield here.
And he's going to get an earful from Jim Mayer on that.
I don't doubt it. These errors, man, they kill baseball teams. Free runners. Can't allow free runners in the game of baseball here. You got to let them work for it. And, you know, errors have been a thing for the Cardinals. And you're seeing it again today.
Second error of the afternoon for the Cardinals. They had 3 infield errors on Monday. And it brings Dan Tazi into the conversation. Anson at second, Lanús at first. Tazi is 1 for 2 with a single. And he makes solid contact with that, but fouls it back to the backstop. I think this Hamilton West team has definitely got Poop's timing down here. You know, that's 2 straight well-hit balls, and Lawrence goes from trying to turn the double play to trying to keep this game alive. They lead 3-1. Hamilton West trying to change things here in the top of the 6th.
Poot's got to make sure that these runners don't distract him here. He's got to stay locked in on this hitter with 1 out. Top of the 6th inning.
1-1. Ball in the dirt and a great block from Dobkin. Here's the play way wide there. Wilbur's not able to get it. And Dobkin had an errant throw that brings the game-tying run to second. Scoring was Anson. And the infield blunders, costing the Cards a run. It's 3-2.
Just a bad throw down the third base line. He looked to have him on time, just off-target throw.
Surprised that Lanús didn't try to get to second, and that line or that error there from Yariel Guzman really changed the momentum in favor of West. That'll even the count at 2 for Aiden Poot, but it does take away a force-out position here. Two on the way, popped in the air, foul.
Go, Aiden.
This at-bat here will make or break the inning here. This is huge to get it. 2 outs here with a runner in scoring position. Kind of ease your nerves a little bit. You get this guy out.
2-2 on the way. Line drive over the glove of Crowley, and that'll tie it. Running all the way for home will be Lanús. He'll get there in time. RBI double there from Dan Tazi, and this game has been turned upside down.
Just a good swing. It kind of seemed like Poot this inning. You know, unfortunately, the error put runners on. Pressure started to build. Few pitches he spiked down into the dirt, and he left one over the middle there. Lined over to first baseman. Scoring a run, tie ball game.
And that'll be the end of the afternoon for Aiden Poot. As he'll go back over, and we're going to see how the defensive changes here will change things for the Cardinals with Poot. Will go into the outfield there, and you know, that hit that he gave up was really the only mistake that was made. And it looks like Aiden Crowley is going to come here to relieve, actually. And that all started with that error there from Yariel Guzman at second. It looked like Lawrence was going to turn at least one there on a double play opportunity. But a costly error there from Guzman. Lawrence opens the door just a smidge there, and the Hornets bust it wide open and bring this game right back to where it started from.
Yeah, I know baseball might seem like a slow sport, but, things happen quick. And, one mistake can lead to a few runs here and there, and you saw it there. Opportunity to end the inning with a potential double play. Couldn't make it happen. Couldn't get either guys out. And now we are looking at a 3-3 game.
And the go-ahead run at second base right now is Aiden Crowley will come in for his second relief appearance in just as many days. He was solid to start things off at West Windsor Plainsboro North with an inning and a 2/3 pitched. Allowed 2 hits and a run that was earned. Got an ERA of 4. He'll come in. Hopefully bring things home here with 1 away in the top of the 6th, but Hamilton West clawing back in and chasing out Aiden Poot after only 5 1/3 innings pitched.
Yeah, I know losing the lead there is obviously not what you want, but still, you have a guy and runner. You have a runner in scoring position over there at second base. Only 1 out left in the inning, so this is where you really have to lock in and make sure you limit the damage here. Get out of the inning with only a tie.
So that'll bring Jeffrey Segura 1 for 2 with a single, trying to drive home Dan Tazi to keep the run going here for the Hornets with their top of the order on deck. And it starts with a fastball that goes down low and inside towards Segura. And it's quickly a 1-0 start for Aiden Crowley. Hamilton West dugout getting really rowdy right now. Checking the runner at second is Crowley. 1-1 on the way. That loops inside for a strike, and it makes it even.
I like the call there, switching it up. Toss a little off seam over the outside part of the plate. Get the first call to strike of the at-bat.
Deacon Moore now playing at third. Connor Williver at first as Aiden Poot will go into the outfield. Low pitch there from Crowley. Jumps Segura ahead again, 2-1.
Go, Crowley!
2-1 the advantage of Segura. Tie ball game in the top of the 6th. That'll loop in there for an off-speed strike.
There's another one. Very, very similar pitch to the other one. Just, kind of putting it over, sliding it in on the right side of the plate. Nothing the hitter can do.
Runner at second. 2-2 on the way. That didn't even reach the plate as Drew Dobkin with an incredible block that keeps Tazi at second. Connor Crowley, his older brother, still warming up in the bullpen right now. Would likely close things up here on the top of the 7th. Crucial 3-2 count with 1 away. Runner at second. Here comes the pitch. That's fouled all the way to the service building again. It'll remain 3-2.
Yeah, you'd like to get this guy out here, but a walk would put a runner on first, and that would open up the opportunity of a double play. But obviously, top priority is you'd want to blow one by him here.
Well, especially with Tyrone Krupe in the on-deck circle. He's been able to get on base all 3 times. You at least want to get it out here. 3-2 coming. Strikeout. He got him. 2 away.
There it is again. Third looping. I don't even know what you call that. We're going to call it a curveball. Looping curveball over the middle of the plate. He was just way out in front of it, and it looks like they're going to walk Krupe here, put him on first base.
You get the force-out opportunity. It brings up the pinch hitter here of Henry Jimenez.
Go, Crowley!
With Andrew Madalena was 0 for 3. It brings up Jimenez. So Jimenez will step in. It looks like we're going to get a pinch runner as well. as I believe that is the 16. There's no 16 on the lineup. So I'm not sure who's wearing 16 for the Hornets. I believe it's probably going to be Daniel Vergara. 2 away here, as Henry Jimenez will step in for his first plate appearance of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Starts off with a strike there from Aiden Crowley. Lawrence trying to keep this run quelled, and a swinging strike from Jimenez.
He's really trusting his stuff right now. Going right back to that off-speed pitch. It is looking good.
Jimenez trying to play smart here. Crowley trying to get the Cardinals into the batter's box. In a 3-3 game, 0-2 on the way. That's chopped foul down the third base line. Jimenez able to get a little bit of contact on it.
There you go, pitcher's count here. 0-2, 2 outs.
So weather gets colder, the sun beginning to drop here on an overcast afternoon in central New Jersey. Jimenez in an 0-2 hole. Crowley trying to get things going here for the Cardinals. 0-2 on the way, line drive, base hit in the center. RBI single there for the pinch hitter, and Hamilton West takes the lead. Nothing you can really do there.
Nope. Very well hit ball, lined out into right center field. Run scores from second.
4 straight runs for the Hornets. 3 coming here in the top of the 6th. And Lawrence with their second deficit of the season. Jimenez is fired up in the dugout, and so are his teammates right now. So Krupe will remain at second, as AJ Zuccarello will step in. Crowley just trying to get that second out here, and he'll take one for Zuccarello right down the gullet for the 0-1. Krupe's at second. Joaquin Gutierrez is at first. Courtesy running there for Jimenez. That'll be popped in the parking lot there.
One more, Crowley.
And Crowley just 1 strike away and 1 out away from getting out of this run that Hamilton West has put up. They lead 4-3. Zuccarello trying to add some more. Crowley kicks and deals. 0-2 goes into the dirt, blocked by Dobkin. Wasn't able to reach the plate.
Crowley's doing a really good job getting out in front here. Another 0-2 count. Just put that one in the dirt, so now it's 1-2, but he's having trouble finishing these hitters.
The entire Hamilton West dugout on their feet right now. Zuccarello in a 1-2. Sees one high and outside. It evens the count, a set of 2s on the board. 3 runs from the Hornets here in this top of the 6th, and we thought it was going to be a really good start from that line out grab there from Deacon Moore in center, but a couple of costly errors from the Cardinals will cause them to go in the deficit category right now.
Zuccarello just got a piece of that pitch there. Another off speed, another looping curveball there. Just got a piece of it, fouled it backwards. Let's do it again.
Lawrence will have their top of the order due up when they do come up. 2-2 on the scoreboard right now towards AJ Zuccarello. The junior catcher steps into the box with a 2-2 count. 2 runners on with 2 away. Crowley with the delivery, high and outside. 3 straight balls there from the reliever. 1 ball away from loading the bases for Bobby Lipset.
Let's go, you got this, man.
Yeah, expect to see these runners on the move the moment Crowley lifts his leg. They'll put him on a head start just in case Zuccarello could put something in play.
Crowley gets the sign. Runners go. Zuccarello checks swing. They're going to say it went around. So the onslaught finally ends, but Hamilton West busts open the door for a 3-run top of the 6th. And Lawrence now face on the opposite end of this opportunity. They'll have 6 outs to try to get at least a run home. But what an inning there from the Hornets to make this their first lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, just an unfortunate inning that was ignited by a play they have to have there, you know. I know high school double plays aren't really the most common, but they had it right in front of them and they just couldn't execute.
Top of the order coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hi, this is pitcher Connor Crowley. Before I walk into the field, I tell my family to download the WRRC2 app in Apple and Google Play to listen to me play on 107.7 The Bronc Retro.
And we're back here at sunny Natakis Field. Trey Wright and CJ Jackson bringing you the action on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. And saw a lot of action from the Hamilton West bats and taking advantage of a couple of infield errors there from the Cardinals to go up 4-3. Lawrence trying to get back in the contest here as their top of the order is in the box. It'll be Daniel Tazi who will come in to relieve for the Hornets, their first right-handed pitcher of the afternoon. Gary Gomez Jr. seeing that Lawrence has been successful against left-handed hitters in this contest. Trying to change things up here with a righty.
Let's go. Deacon Moore looking to get the inning started here. We need base runners. That's all it comes down to.
Deacon Moore, Drew Dobkin, and Aiden Poot will come up here for the Cardinals, who need 1 run and have 6 outs to get it. McDaniel now playing at third. I believe that's Ryan. That is Ryan Anderson, who's playing over at second right now. The defensive changes for the Hornets. That's a bunt attempt there for Deacon Moore, was trying to catch the infield napping a little bit.
Not a bad idea.
Tazi comes in. That's going to be fouled down the first base line, and it's an 0-2 count towards the leadoff hitter.
Buried himself there from the bunt attempt. Now you foul one off down the first base line. And a pretty big hole here down 0-2.
Moore 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI single for his first hit of the year. And that plunks Moore, and the game-tying run is at first. So not the start that Dan Tazi would want. That brings up Drew Dobkin.
We'll take it.
So that'll bring up Drew Dobkin, still looking for his second RBI of the season. Bunt attempt from Dobkin, pulls back in time. He'll go up 1-0.
Dobkin has a really, really good eye. Really, really good at drawing walks.
And he'll pull it back once again. That one goes into the zone, but Dobkin didn't like that attempt. Dobkin calls time as he'll talk with Jim Mayer here for a brief moment. And what a game that this has been. Lawrence jumped out to a 3-0 lead with 3 straight runs in the first 3 innings. But a 1-run top of the 5th and a 3-run rally from the Hamilton West Hornets give them the edge right now in a 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Dobkin fouls one to the service building. 1-1 with nobody away. Deacon Moore at first. Dobkin trying to get on the bags here for the second time today. 1-1 towards Dobkin. He strikes out.
All right, now it's up to Aiden Poot as he steps in.
Double play territory for the Hornets as Poot doesn't like that first pitch as that goes all the way in the dirt. Zuccarello blocks it. Moore with a little bit of a gap over at first, and that's fouled in the cage for the 1-1. Tazi throwing fireballs right now for the right-hander, righty-righty matchup right now. The lefty of Teak Toto in the on-deck circle. One for Poot. Sees one go right over the plate for the 1-2.
Not sure what he was looking for there. Runner goes.
Runner going for Deacon Moore, and he'll get there in time for a stolen base. The throw a little offline there from A.J. Zuccarello will put the game-tying run in scoring position.
Great job by Moore. That was a really, really good jump he had over at first base. Creating ways to put guys in runners in scoring position. Let's see if Poot can drive him in.
Poot on the 2-2. Ground ball will extend Moore over to third. 2 away here in the game-tying run, 90 feet away. Teak Toto will come up.
Yeah, Teak in his last 2 at-bats struck out in 2 pretty big spots here. Now they're with a runner at third with 2 outs. Let's see if he can break out of that and, you know.
Don't need anything big here. We know he had a home run his last game. Just a hit. Just a line drive in the outfield to bring home Deacon Moore to tie this ball game up. He'll take a high fastball. Zuccarello just barely able to grab that. Wild pitch to the cage would tie this game at 4. Lawrence with 4 outs to try to get Deacon Moore home. That one inside nearly hit Teak Toto. He jumps ahead on the 2-0. Tazi now in a little bit of trouble trying to get back into the count. He'll kick and deal towards Toto. And that'll go in the zone there. 2-1 the count. Toto still with the advantage. Tazi tries to draw even. That's low and inside there for ball 3.
3 out of these last 4 pitches have been kind of, beating around the zone here. I'm not sure if he wants to give Toto anything to hit.
Tazi with the delivery. That's skied high into the air in shallow left field. On the run for it is Peter Lanús, and he'll get it. Game-tying run stranded at third. A pop out to end things in the 6th, and Hamilton West try to extend their lead here as we go to the 7th.
Yeah, Toto, last 2 at-bats I already mentioned, struck out looking, big spot here. 3 balls in the count, put a good swing on it, but just got under it.
Do or die 7th inning for the Cardinals. We'll be right back on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hey, it's outfielder Deacon Moore. Go to 1077thebronc.com/LHS Baseball to listen to all of the Cardinals' home and road games broadcast this season on demand on 1077 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
Lawrence in need of 3 strikes here to stay alive as they trail Hamilton West 4-3 on 1077 The Bronc Retro. Bobby Lipset steps into the box for his 4th at-bat of the afternoon, and he'll jump ahead 1-0. Lipset 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. We got the pitch from Aiden Crowley, and he'll jump ahead by a pair of balls. Crowley now behind in the count. He'll throw it over towards Lipset, who takes a big hack at that. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro real quick.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Third strike there from Drew Dobkin. Or rather, drop third strike. We'll put one away here in the top of the 7th. So we welcome you back to Lawrence Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Fourth strikeout of the afternoon for Lipson. It brings up Simeon McDaniel, who got things started. Or rather, got the top of the 6th inning started with a line out to center field for Deacon Moore. But then really everything just broke loose there. Everything went wrong for the Cardinals in that 6th. They find themselves in a 1-run hole.
Yeah, you would have thought, starting off that inning with that amazing catch out in center field, it would have worked out the Cardinals' way, but not really.
Especially in this league, all it takes is just a little bit of momentum to swing things over as McDaniel dove out of the way of Aiden Crowley's pitch to avoid being plunked in the head there. He's ahead 2-1. Fastball outside. Hitters count there for McDaniel, 3-1. Anson, the on-deck circle, is the one who really got the party started for the Hornets. 3-run from Crowley, fouled over into the dugout by McDaniel. It's 3-2.
Yeah, Crowley challenged him there with a fastball. Now he's hitting it with a 3-2 count. See how he plays this.
Crowley trying to get the Cardinals back in the dance here. They'll have 3 outs to get 1 run here. But the insurance run at first on a walk from Aiden Crowley. That'll bring up Derek Anson. First walk of the afternoon there, rather second walk of the afternoon for Aiden Crowley. Came in to relieve there in the 6th inning after Aiden Poot went 5 1/3. That'll go down low there from Aiden Crowley, and Anson will jump ahead in the count. Anson is 1 for 3 with a single and a run. As that'll go to the backstop, and McDaniel will advance to second. I think the cold weather is definitely coming into play here for the Cardinals because of how warm it was the last couple of days. The first game of the season was a chilly foray up at Conwell-Egan Catholic. Lawrence had a lot of issues there in terms of defense and pitching, and in the Mercury, right now, we're shivering right now like a couple of Penguins, CJ.
Yeah, this is not baseball weather. I'm not built for this.
The only people that are really built for this are hockey players and Canadians, I would say.
Yep.
4-3 game here in the top of the 7th inning in favor of the Hornets. So that wild pitch there will take away the double play opportunity for the Cardinals as McDaniel will go over to second. Anson ahead by a pair on the 2-0. As Hamilton West trying to get their first win since May 5th of 2022 over the Cardinals. That's a swinging strike on a good pitch there from Crowley. Got him on the fastball. Hamilton West has not beat Jim Mayer's Cardinals yet, as that win came during the Andrew Scepter days of this Lawrence program. And a beautiful Strike goes right over the center towards Anson. It's 2-2.
Yeah, that was a very, very important pitch. Getting back even with a runner in scoring position. This would be a huge out if you can get him right here.
2-2 towards Anson. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Dobkin. Count goes full once more.
It was a really good job by Dobkin there, moving his body over to the left, blocking the ball, keeping it in front of him, making sure the runner on second can't advance.
Connor Williver, Josh Verkrosky, and Seneca Sumners will be due up for Lawrence in the bottom of the 7th in a do-or-die. Bottom of the 7th. That one right down Broad Street for the second out. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Aiden Crowley. 12th K of the afternoon for the Cardinals as a whole. They need one more out here to try to get in business here in the bats in the bottom of the 7th. Peter Lanús, the player that hit that ball right towards Yario Guzman, fouls it right off of his ankle, and he's down in a lot of pain.
That's got to hurt, especially with this weather being 35 degrees.
And Lanús right now is gonna take a quick walk over on the base paths to try to get the blood flowing there. His trainer will check on him for a brief moment. He's up and walking right now, so that's a good sign to see. Definitely went off the bat and hit him right in the ankle. And it's
gotta hurt.
Like you said, especially in this weather right now. Taking about a 85, 90 mile an hour pitch there from Aiden Crowley and fouling it directly into your ankle right there with those metal bats. It's definitely not what you want. But Lanús will shake it off and he'll go back into the box here. Like we were saying, Lanús was the one who hit that ground ball over to Seneca Sumners, who flipped it all the way over to Yario Guzman. Guzman was not able to hold on here. That ended up being the E4 that busted things open in that top of the 6th inning and allowed Hamilton West to be a 4-3 advantage. Dobkin gives the sign over to Aiden Crowley. That's a looper that goes inside the zone. 1-2.
That was beautifully placed inside. No wiggle room there. That's the closest pitch you could throw for a strike. That is not a ball.
Lanús down 1-2. McDaniel on second. Lanús trying to drive home some insurance here for the Hornets. Crowley steps into his stride. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and doesn't even reach the plate. It's 2-2.
Another nice block by Dobkin there. We got a nice catcher back there. Brick wall.
So it's Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. Lawrence trying to get in the batter's box. 2-2 on the way. Inside. Strikeout. He got him. Strikeout number 5 for Aiden Crowley. And the Lawrence bats will go to work when we get back here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hi, this is right fielder Teak Toto. Before I walk onto the field, I tell my family to download the WRRC2 app in Apple and Google Play to listen to me play on 107.7 The Bronc Retro.
It's a do-or-die bottom of the 7th inning as we welcome you back to sunny Natakis Field, where the Cardinals need to score a run here to stay alive as they trail 4-3. Hamilton West right now with the edge after a 3-run top of the 6th. Connor Williver, Josh Verkrosky, and Seneca Sumners will come up here for the Cardinals, trying to get them back in the lead to potentially walk things off or at the very least tie it. Dan Tazi will remain on the stripe right now. Connor Williver will step in. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon, 2 ground outs and an RBI single back in the first. He'll see that one zip right past him for the 0-1. Looked like a really good pitch there. Potentially swing at, and Williver's down 0-2.
Another really tough pitch to hit. Went right back downstairs with that fastball. Williver just got under it, fouling it back towards the backstop here.
And that'll go just barely inside there. So Williver didn't like that. It's quickly, he'll get back in it on the 1-2. 1-2 on the way, ground ball straight over to Ryan Anderson. He'll flip it over to Lipset for the first out. Hamilton West trying to get their second win in a row and end the 2-game winning streak for the Cardinals.
Not an ideal start to the inning there. Weak ground ball to second base. Routine play, gets the out at first.
It'll bring in Josh Vakrosky. 0 for 2. Still looking for his first hit of the season. Tazi kicks and deals and a swinging strike on a changeup.
Krosky looked a little unbalanced on that swing there. Let's see if he can pull it together.
And he'll line one straight over to the first baseman of Lipset, and it's quickly 2 away. So it all comes down to Seneca Sumners, who scored the last 2 runs of this contest to bring Lawrence within 1. They led 3-0 after 3, but 4 straight runs for the Hornets is the difference maker. That one from Tazi goes all the way between the legs of Zuccarello, and Sumners will jump ahead in the count.
Yeah, Sumner's bat's been really hot lately. Let's see if he can knock another one.
And that'll trickle its way into the zone to even things at 1. Tazi trying to end things here for the Hornets. Seneca Sumners trying to extend things here for Lawrence. 1-1 on the way upstairs in the attic for the 2-1. Tazi with the kick in the deal towards Sumners, down low in the zone. And quickly it's a hitter's count for the young junior.
This is where you want to be if you're Sumners here. Head in the count, you can kind of take a breath, you're comfortable up there. If you got your pitch, you can hit it.
And that'll go down in the zone, and the game tying run at first base. Sumners extends things here on a 5-pitch walk. And he'll bring in Aiden Crowley, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Just the line drive would be great here as a check swing goes into the zone anyway for the 0-1. Crowley down, gets into his stance. He'll line one into center field. Going all the way back at the wall. It is fair. Going back for it is Anson. That'll score Seneca Sumners. It's a tie ball game.
What a play.
What a shot to center field. Anson didn't know where it was. That went 375 feet easily. Sumners gets his 3rd run of the game, and now Connor Crowley with an opportunity to score his brother.
The bottom of this lineup has been a huge question throughout the season so far, and there you go, a huge hit from Aiden Crowley there to tie the ball game.
An RBI triple was a couple of feet away from ending this game off of an absolute shot from Aiden Crowley. And now the momentum swings in the opposite direction. It's a tie ball game at 4 with Sumner's 3rd run of the game, and the game-winning run now 90 feet away. And Crowley will swing ahead for the 0-2.
Really late on that one.
Connor Crowley going to Rutgers next year, trying to score his younger brother, but goes down on a strikeout. game-winning run was 90 feet away, but Aiden Crowley does his job. An RBI triple drives home Seneca Sumners all the way from first base. How can you not be romantic about baseball? We're going to the 8th here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hey, it's outfielder Deacon Moore. Go to 1077thebronc.com/LHS baseball to listen to all of the Cardinals' home and road games broadcast this season on demand on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
We are going to extra innings here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, and if you went to use the bathroom for those last 5 minutes, Lawrence comes back, an RBI triple from Aiden Crowley, scored Seneca Sumners, and it's right back to where we started from, CJ. And we'll go to the 8th here.
Let's see. Huge hit by Crowley at the bottom of the last inning. Now he's back on the mound. See if he can throw a scoreless inning here.
Trying to get some outs here. Check swing there from Dan Tazi, who gave up that high flyer. That the way that Aiden Crowley hit it, I paused there for a second because I thought that was going to be gone. But it is a very deep center field, and that'll just miss the inside of the zone there from Crowley, so getting one back will be Tazi. Hamilton West was 1 out away from ending things. But it's back to where we started with a 4-4 game, and Tazi will nuke one deep into left field. Racing after is Vakrowski, and it's gone! Tazi responds in kind, and West jumps back out in front on a solo shot there from the sophomore.
It's been all Tazi today. Had an RBI double in the 6th, and there it is. Go-ahead homer in the top of the 8th.
So Hamilton West responds in kind. They jump back out in front. Like we mentioned, the wind that's pointing to left field gives Hamilton West the lead back as Jeffrey Segura will step in. And he'll hit one into left field. Racing on the run for it is Vakrowski. He can't come up with it. And the insurance run at first as West responds with a gut punch with a couple of hits of their own.
Yeah, you can really see how the weather's affecting these guys out here. Just, not the fastest. Vakrowski had a very bad jump on that ball. I feel like he could have gotten that.
Runner at first right now as the bottom of the order will come back up here. No outs. Solo shot to lead things off for Dan Tazi. Good news for the Cardinals. Their top of the order will come back here in the home half of the 8th as they try to get things going here. And Tazi will see that one go into the zone for the 1-1. Rather, it's going to be inside on the 2-0. Rather, that's Krupe, who has been on base all 4 times today. Was intentionally walked back in the 6th. 2 singles and an error on his scorecard. He'll see one zoom all the way outside, and it is going to be a 2-1 count. Krupe trying to keep this run going as Hamilton West leads 5-4 in the top of the 8th. And that one goes outside on the 3-1. And that looked like it was curved just in there at the last second, but the umpire says no. "3-1 on the way, swinging strike as Krupe was swinging for the fences. He's down to his final strike on the full count.
He wanted all of that one.
Joaquin Gutierrez in the on-deck circle, pinch hitting for Andrew Madalena. 3-2 from Aiden Crowley, right down Broadway for the backwards K. And that'll put Gutierrez in the box for his first at-bat of the afternoon. And now double play territory for the Cardinals. Seguir at first with a single. His team leads 5-4 as that'll go outside.
Another good
inside for the. That'll go inside for the 0-1.
Had Gutierrez buckle a little bit. I guess he was expecting fastball there.
Crowley on the 0-1. That'll trickle downstairs for the 1-1. Gutierrez trying to keep the run alive for West in what has been an incredible back and forth ball game. Crowley kicks and deals, swinging strike from Gutierrez. It looked like the Cardinals were down and out in the bottom of the 7th, but an RBI triple from Aiden Crowley was about 5 feet away from ending this contest. But it's back here, and that's foul. That's going to trickle foul there as Deacon Moore will let it go foul for the 1-2. But like we were saying, 5 feet away from a walk-off 2-run shot for Aiden Crowley. And responding in kind with a solo shot was Dan Tazi, who gave up that triple. You couldn't write a better story if you were a Hollywood scriptwriter right now. And there's still 5 outs to go here in this contest at least.
Both pitchers hitting it off each other.
Swinging strike there for the second out. Down goes Gutierrez. And it'll bring up A.J. Zuccarello, who's been lethal this season. Had an RBI single back in the 6th inning that scored that 4th run. Rather, that was not Zuccarello. Zuccarello actually had that sack bunt that scored the 1st run. 2-away with a force-out spot, a swing strike from Zuccarello on the curve.
Kind of seemed like a panic swing there, and now third base coach will take time.
Gary Gomez is going to talk with his 3rd spot hitter right now. Approaching 6:30 local here in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. 5-4 Hamilton West leads. Aiden Crowley trying to get a second out and trying to get the Cardinals back into the boxes here as they trail by 1 with their top of the order coming up. Crowley gets into his stance. 0-1 on the way towards Zuccarello upstairs, even at 1. Lawrence trying to keep their 2-game win streak alive here in game number 4 of the season. West looking to start a streak of their own. Inside pitch, Zuccarello bent around it. 2 straight balls make it a 2-1 count. Zuccarello taps the plate. He's ready to get back in here. 2 away with a runner at first. 5-4 ball game in the top of the 8th. Swinging strike from Zuccarello. Set of deuces on the board.
I'd say go right back there. These Hamilton West hitters are having a hard time hitting Aiden Crowley's curveball here.
See if he goes with the curve or potentially another changeup. Zuccarello getting ready. Here's the 2-2 from Crowley, right down Broadway. He got him. So the Cardinals will go to work here. Same situation, top of the order. When we come back on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Hi, this is right fielder Teak Toto. Before I walk onto the field, I tell my family to download the WRRC2 app in Apple and Google Play to listen to me play on 107.7 The Bronc Retro.
Do or die time once again for the Lawrence Cardinals as we welcome you back here for the coverage of the 8th inning of play on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright and CJ Jackson bringing you an instant classic from Sonny Natakis Field. 5-4 Hamilton West leads off of a solo shot from Dan Tazi. And he returns back to the slab here, trying to close things out for Hamilton West. Top of the order will come up for the Cardinals here. Deacon Moore, Drew Dobkin, and Aiden Poot. Deacon Moore able to get on base here 3 times this afternoon. Was able to make it to third all 3 times, was stranded all 3 times. Trying to change things here and get the Cardinals back into this contest. Big opportunity for the Cardinals here, CJ.
Right, all starts with the leadoff hitter. If Moore can get on, that will give catcher Drew Dobkin an opportunity to put good barrel to ball.
Just trying to get any sort of contact here, as that's a little looper that curves foul. Seen that fastball that Dan Tazi has thrown. This is the second time through the order that Deacon Moore will seize it, as that one down in the gutter there. Zuccarello not able to hold on to it. Nobody's on the bases anyway. It's a 1-1 count.
Right field looks wide open.
And that's a pop-up. It's going to curve back into play. Zuccarello calling for it. He's not able to make the grab. Oh, it was incredible effort there. I give Zuccarello sticks taps for it, but the wind buffeted all the way up in the stratosphere, and it goes to a 1-2.
Now 2 strikes on Moore here.
So it's a 1-2 count for the leadoff junior hitter. Top of the order up for the Cards. Swinging strike from Demo, 1 away. Dan Tazi gave up the game-tying hit there back in the bottom of the 7th. Gave his team the lead right back with a solo shot and is trying to close things out as Drew Dobkin nearly took off Aiden Poot's head there on a wild swing. And fortunately, the fence was right in front of us here. He's 0-1.
That would have been pretty bad if that made contact.
Dobkin will step in. Is that one high and away there? Will even the count at 1. Dobkin's 0 for 3 with a walk. Trying to get on base here. Giving him Poot an opportunity, but a swinging strike on a curve will put him down 1-2. Do the Cardinals have a little bit of that cardiac magic left in them that they had from last season? And a really good pitch there from Tazi, just misses the downstairs corner. It's even at 2. Two for Dobkin. He'll make contact at the base hit. And the game-winning run or the game-tying run rather at first base. And Aiden Poot will come on here.
That was absolutely textbook from Dobkin there. Got his hands to the ball real quick, drove it out into center field, and now they have a base runner.
Ethan Graham will come on here to pinch run for the Cardinals. As Drew Dobkin doing his job, getting a beautiful shot right up through the gap there. So Aiden Poot started this game on the mound. Will take one up in the attic for the 1-0.
This team has momentum. Don't let them get hot.
Momentum is a dangerous thing for a team to have. Both dugouts getting loud. And Poot will line one. That'll come down for a base hit. That'll move Ethan Graham into scoring position at second. And Tigre will come up. Back-to-back singles here from the Cardinals.
Here he is, the cleanup hitter, Teak Toto. 3 big spots today. 2 ended in a strikeout looking, grounded out on the 3rd one. This is his 4th appearance with runners in scoring position. Let's rope one down the line here.
Trying to get them home is Toto. He'll line one into right. Back at the wall. It'll go down for a base hit. Graham running for home. Right behind him is Aiden Poot. They're not going to get there in time. Teak Toto. 2-run RBI double. The Cardiac Cardinals are back.
Let's go. What a hit from Teak Toto. Driving it out to right center field. The right fielder couldn't get to it over his head, and 2-run score.
6-5, your final game of the year.
The Cardiac Cardinals.
For both sides. Game of the year. I want to make that clear because what a comeback there from Hamilton West. Both teams putting on the fireworks, but Teak Toto had a home run on Monday, an RBI double today to seal the victory for the Cardinals. What a game.